Okay, please, for the love of everything, just work. I've now got just the word bad. It just says bad. Stream state is bad. Why? Why is it bad? Why is it bad? Why is it bad? Look at that face when I first start the stream. Look how pissed off I look. Oh my gosh, it drives me nuts. Okay, please. That's loud as well. Drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. It's saying right now, I've got a big word. Bad. Bad. Fuck you, YouTube. Fuck you. Anyway, sorry about the delay. What a nightmare of a morning. So firstly, my TV finally got picked up, and I had a big conversation with the guy about that. Because even though it covers accidental damage, he was having a big... I was like, dude, it's accidental. You have to fix this. So that took forever. And then and I screwed up ups and downs. I had toothpaste on my face again. I changed my brand of toothpaste recently, and it's like cement. So I had to go back and take all the stuff off my face. And then re-record it. That's what. And then YouTube wouldn't work. Oh, kill me now. I'm gonna find a new way to do these. They're too much. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome, you awesome, lovely, lovely people. I hope you're all doing very well. I hope you had lovely weeks. It's Tuesday today. It's about 1 o'clock. So we're only half an hour late. Well, technically we're a day late. Why couldn't I do? Yes, I had Sky yesterday. That's right, and I'd forgotten to put the thread up because I'm a moron. It's been a busy week, and it's been a busy weekend. What I will tell you actually is that there is going to be a slight gap in content Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week because I have to go abroad for a few days to sort some stuff out. That's all I'll say. I'll do my best to get some stuff in the system. Hopefully, because I've got quite a weekend, I believe. But the Q&A, we may maybe do it Sunday or something. Keep an eye out. But just in case you wonder where I go. Yes, I'm away for 3 days next week. And I think that's it. Let's just answer some questions, right? There's not really much else to talk about, I don't think. Let me ask the Facebook ones first, because they're all over the place. Not all over the place, not in the thread. Because Rob Taylor, I know you've got another one, but you asked, which video editing software do you use for your videos? Would you recommend it? I definitely wouldn't recommend it. I use Premiere Pro, but I'm in too deep now. I think maybe I would have used Final Cut. I think if you're using a Mac, you should use Final Cut, is what I would say, because Premiere Pro can be a nightmare on Macs. But I'm in too deep, and I haven't got the time or the patience to go learn a new one. Although I think they're both kind of similar. So I use Premiere Pro. I mean, it's fine more often than not, but sometimes Adobe just goes crazy. And yes, so I use Premiere Pro. It's a good tool once you get used to it, but it depends on. Sometimes things go bad on Adobe's side if you're using Creative Cloud, and it wouldn't even load the other day. It wouldn't even load. It went clicking and it wouldn't load. But I use that. I used iMovie when I first started mucking around, but iMovie is a very basic tool, but it's still good to get to learn it. And I have mucked around with Final Cut Pro, and I think that I think it'd be fine. So yeah, I say Final Cut Pro or that. There's another one, isn't there? I don't know what that is, but yeah, those two would be the ones that I would suggest. And then Andrew, I can never pronounce your last name, Andrew. You have to tell me how you actually pronounce it. Andrew McLaurin Jr. Any MGJ news? There is. So MG and the Juggernaut is my band. We're working on a new song at the moment because that's just what we like to do. And we are going to do some gigs at some point. But it's been, as you know, if you watched the Q&A last week, things have been going on. But yeah, we're working on a new song called Never in Secret. I've heard a first sort of run round. It's definitely the best thing we've ever done in terms of production and vocals. So I am very excited about it. And all the verses are all like lovely and quiet, which we never do. It's not heavy. So that'll be interesting. It's like our version of Fade to Black. I don't know when that will be out, though. We're not rushing it. I mean, when I was in my mid-20s, I thought I had to be a rock star, and I ran myself into the ground. But I soon realised actually having fun is more important. But it'll be maybe a couple of months, something like that. Like I said, I've heard a rough cut of one of the verses, and I'm really excited. I don't think it's going to be for everyone, but I like it. And yeah, we will do a gig soon. We'll be in Bournemouth at some point. I don't know if anyone Patreon lives around there, but we'll do a London gig as well. In fact, it's going to be a London gig that I put on. It's something I've wanted to do for ages. So I'll let you know about that. But that's one of my works in progress, as I've always got. Right. Thomas Beasley. What happened to the Miller Report Reborn? Wasn't it already filmed and ready to go? It was, Thomas. And I will be... is this the right one? Yes. I'll be completely honest with you. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm happy. If you want to see the footage, I'll upload it to Patreon. I have to get it off of my mate Tom. But basically watched it back and realised it wasn't good. So I decided to cut it because we didn't have the resources or the budget to reshoot anything. And I didn't want to put it up because it's just... The idea was good. The execution didn't... It just didn't work. We hired actors and everything. But yeah, it didn't make me laugh once. I thought it was bad. So I thought, what's the point of putting it out there? It doesn't make any sense to me. It was a good idea. It was launched with the best of intentions. But yeah, If you want to see it, I'll have to get the footage off Tom, but I'm sure I could do that. I'll get the footage off Tom, and I will send it to. I'll just upload it to the Patreon. Please don't share it. Unlisted videos. It's got Keith from The Office in it. I can't remember his name. It's terrible, isn't it? He was a nice guy. It's got a load of good actors in it. Really, there are some good bits. It just didn't work. It didn't work. Yeah. So that one of those things. I was like, okay, well, I tried. I failed. That's all right. We know all about that. Infamous UK in the comments. Do you have an opinion on Warframe, by the way? Played it at all? We're meaning to ask. No, but my cousin, Nathan, he's what must be 16, 17. He loves Warframe. I don't really know much about it. Jim Sterling plays it as well, right? I could look into Warframe. Like I say, talking about the Let's Plays, I mean, hopefully I'm going to get a shitty, cheap TV to do Shadow of the Colossus Part 4 on, or 5, whatever it is, this week. But like I say, my TV fell off the wall last week and just smashed. So I don't have a TV, but hopefully I'm going to have a shitty 32-inch one that I can, it's a really old school one that I can pick up for like 50 quid, which I'd rather not spend, but I'd rather also not do, the Let's Plays as well, because we're well behind on LA Noire 2. So, yes, hopefully I'll do that. If I can't get one, they say they should be able to fix my TV in a few days. So hopefully by the end of the week we'll be smashing it, literally. But that's where they went as well. Me and my TV. Did I take a picture of it? I did. Are you going to be able to see this? Probably not. Maybe I would have wiped it. There's me wrestling. There's me playing the piano. I think I wiped it. I did. I got the serial number that I took. I must have wiped it. Why did I wipe it? Oh, well. Yeah, it just fell off the TV and smashed. Same day that somebody sent me a piano. Lord of Leisure. I don't know. How did it just fall off? You tell me. Honestly, it sounds like a cartoon. There was a big thud outside of something, and I can only assume the tremors, even though physically impossible, it just went whoop, and it smashed bad. I turned it on. I almost cried. Like, I'll be honest with that TV as well. I bought that new TV in the Christmas sales. It was like a really nice TV, but I got it really cheap for what it was, and I haven't had a new TV in years. I've literally, before that, was using a 32-inch LG that I bought when Far Cry 3 came out. And I like technology, but I was like, I don't need a new TV. Then over Christmas, I thought, no, I'm going to, because I can invest in it because of my business, right? It's a business expense. I'm reviewing games and playing games. You need to see them the way they were. So I only had it 5 weeks, and it smashed. I was just like, life, man. Sometimes life, you wind me up. Lord of Leisure also likes Warframe. A lot of people like Warframe. And Man That You Fear likes Warframe. Okay, I'll look at, what's Warframe on? Warframe. I don't know what it's on. It's PC, right? Or is it everything? Oh no, it's everything. It's PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. All right. I'll look into Warframe. Done. Agreed. Oh, someone else says something else. I've not got into Fortnite. I need to get into Fortnite too. Maybe we'll do that. Andrew Selkirk. Have you ever been to see a band you utterly love and found them to be awful live? I saw Mastodon live once, but I think the problem was I wasn't that into I'm more into Mastodon now than I was when I saw them live. But they weren't as good as I was hoping. But yeah, there must be bands that I've gone to see and been a bit like, meh. I went to see, this is the opposite, but I went to see Megadeth once, and I was this close to the speaker, literally like this, and I couldn't hear for a week. That was amazing. And it was also amazing, I saw them at Manchester Academy 2. It was when they'd gone away from ages. At Manchester Academy 2 was like 250 people, and I saw Megadeth there. And who was sat in the flipping student union bar, because it was a student place? Lemmy. And I had a drink and a chat with him. That was a great day. That was also 18 years ago. 18 years ago? 28? 16 years ago. Fuck. 16 years ago. Other bands that I've seen. I just named bands that I've seen. I saw Steps once with a girlfriend when I was 16. That was shite. I went to see Britney Spears. Someone gave me a free ticket. And said, do you want to come see Britney Spears? I said, it's free, yeah. I'll go see Britney Spears. So I went to see Britney Spears. I've seen Metallica loads, they've never been bad. I've seen Symphony X, they've never been bad. Megadeth I've seen. I saw Slayer in a bar in Manchester as well. It was 75 people there. You can imagine how nuts that was. That was brilliant. I think I almost died. Who else? I've seen loads of bands. But yeah, Mastodon was a bit like, meh, they're okay. I saw Tenacious D once at a festival. I saw Tenacious D once at the Apollo in Manchester. They're amazing. And I saw them once at a festival and they weren't as good. That's because festival music goes like this, right? I think that was the problem. Again, same with Trivium. I saw Trivium at a festival and it just wasn't that good because it couldn't get the heaviness because, again, the sound goes like that. But then I saw Trivium in Brixton last year. It was for my birthday. Oh, they were good. They were good. I love Trivium. I really like Trivium. I really got into Trivium. Yeah. Zane Desjales. I'm probably not pronouncing your name well at all. I'm sorry. If you could choose who to have your first match with, who would it be? Well, if it was ever, it'd be Bret Hart because I think that would be incredible and he'd make me look really good. Today, if it was someone realistic, I'd like to fight someone like Rampage, Brown in the UK or the Primate. I think a UK race, a bit of a brawler, because I think I'd do all right with that. If they put me in somewhere like Zack Sabre Jr., I think I'd just be useless. So I wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, maybe something like a big brawler, so we just beat the shit out of each other. Because all the matches I do in training, I mostly beat the shit out. We mostly beat the shit out of each other, and they come across quite well. So I think, I think I would do. I think somebody like that. I'm trying to think now. Again, I don't know what I'd do with someone like Will Ospreay. Anyone that could carry me to a good match, to be honest, I'd be happy with. That would be awesome. But yeah, that should be. We're getting there with the wrestling training. Like I say, because of all my unfocused nonsense recently, I haven't been as good as I should have been. But we're getting there. That's the main thing. We're getting back into a groove. Tom Anson, I've completely fallen out of my gym habit. I've managed to maintain weight and even lose weight with diet. However, I want to get back into gym again and this time start doing free weights. Since I don't do weights, I'm just so worried and nervous about going into the free weight section. Any advice? Just do it. I know that's a Nike saying and a terrible thing, but anybody in the weight section that is going to give you grief or is going to make you feel bad or is going to do whatever is a giant prick. Like I went to the gym last night. I don't even look at other people in the gym. I'm not even aware they're there other than their bodily presence. So just remember that if they do give you any grief or you feel like you're getting grief, that's entirely on them and nothing on you. Everyone has to walk into a weight section for the first time. No one walks in there being a big jacked up dude. So I get it is intimidating, but I would just head down, headphones on, lift what you want to lift. If you want to lift the bar, it doesn't matter. And I don't think I hope nobody would give you grief. But I know people are assholes. But if they do, it's on them. That's just on them. Like, whoever walked into a gym being a big, massive dude? Nobody. It just doesn't realistic. You have to lift weights. But I get it. It can be intimidating, the gym, because people are assholes. But I would just start going. And the thing is, once you've done it once, you'll feel a bit better. And then twice, you'll feel a bit better. It's just getting over that initial hurdle, which is hard. But I would just start training and train for you. Even if you're doing 10Ks on a bench, who cares? Who cares? Doing 10K. Better not doing 10K, isn't it? But where was I? This was ages ago now. I was doing deadlifts and I wanted to do high rep deadlifts. Someone came up to me and went, you can lift more than that. Or maybe I could, but maybe this is what I'm training for. Maybe I'm training to injure myself. You don't know. So yeah, fuck those guys. Anyone that interrupts your training other than to ask if they want to join in or any other question like that can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. I hate stuff like that, but I get it though. I get it. And routine is everything with the gym. Like I said, with all my nonsense recently, I really fell off the gym. I was eating crap and I'm still kind of balancing back out now. But I have been to the gym the last few days, and you remember it's really important. Well, not important, but it's good for you because you get the endorphin rush and you feel nice. Lord of Leisure, you seem to be an awfully busy guy, learning to play the piano and writing and planning to write a novel now too. Given all the wonderful things you're doing, how are you finding the time to do it and not get burned out or lose focus? Well, I mean, it will come as no surprise that a lot of my new endeavours are off the back of the thing I mentioned in the Q&A last week, which was, of course, that I was in a relationship and it unfortunately went awry. And that's what I do. The way I react is I decide, okay, well, I've got time on my hands. How can I fill my time? Because, to be honest, the only real time I like, this is half true, half not true, but my favourite time to relax, be that watching Netflix or playing a game or TV, is actually with somebody else. I will do it by myself, but I find I much prefer it with somebody else. It's almost their company I enjoy more than the television or the, games or whatever. I play games, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So when all that went awry and I was sad, just not beat around the bush, I said to myself, right, what can I do to fill my time? And I've always wanted to play the piano. I started learning when I was 18. It was like 20 actually. I just left university and I bought a keyboard at my parents' house to fill my time then. And I never did it. So this time I went and booked myself some lessons and I got myself a keyboard that I'm looking over there now. Probably spent a little bit too much money, but we all do that, right? When you're emotional. I need to balance that out quickly. And about finding the time, I don't know. I can't answer that. I just do. Is the weird thing to say. I just do, and I just, yeah. It's not because I guess everything I do I enjoy. So wrestling I enjoy, the gym I enjoy, piano I'm loving right now. I think it's awesome. Guitar stuff I love. The novel thing's different. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I just don't stop really. And usually what I do is when it all ties in, when I'm in a relationship, that's when I'll stop doing some stuff and I'll dedicate time to that person instead. But right now it's just me. It's just old Miller. So I'm like, well, I don't want to, because I was doing a lot of, I'll be honest, I don't mind. Because I was doing a lot of wallowing, I kind of had an epiphany one day. I said, well, you can sit around and wallow, but that ain't productive use of your time, Simon. So I just thought, well, what do you want to do? And I made a big list. and I started ticking them off. The novel's different. The novel I've wanted to do for years, and I started doing a course end of last year. Kind of was just ticking along with it, but again, then what went down. So I went and I really I just made sort of the hours of I plan my days quite meticulously sometimes, and then it gets on top of me like today. But I just like 7 till 8 was doing my novel course. And I always said when I passed a course, because obviously I did it at university as well, that I would just go to a cabin in the woods for a week with internet connection and bring my camera down so I can still work as I would. But I would spend my evenings just in this sort of random cabin in the woods with sort of cut off from society a little bit and just try and write a novel. So that's what I'm going to do because I passed, which I was surprised about. I was really pleased. It's weird. I got an email, ding. I was really a big smile. I was like, oh, I'm like a kid. But yeah, finding the time. It's just all about compromise and sacrifice. Really, you've got to decide, prioritize. When I was in the relationship, she was definitely my priority, so I stopped doing certain stuff. Unfortunately, she's not here anymore, which sucks, but hey, she's not, so what can I do to fill my time so I don't focus on things that are going to make me sad? Simple as that. It sounds a bit melancholy, but I mean it in a positive way. So yes, the piano I'm very excited about. I got a crazy Russian teacher. He sounds like Borat, and he's hilarious. I love him, though. He's really nice, and he's really good. He's a really, really good teacher. David Bally, Simon, do you think it will still be AJ versus Nakamura at Mania, or WWE find a way to screw it up and add someone else to the match, or have AJ drop the belt? I always worry when it's the long build-up to a potential classic, Vince changes his mind. Well, that could happen. Let's face it. I mean, at one point, I thought they were going to add Randy Orton to the mix, because that's the part of me still thinks maybe they will, but then again, I think maybe they're going to get through Fastlane, and Mania will be a triple threat between Jinder, Bob Roode, and Orton. If you saw Raw today, spoiler, just turn off for 2 minutes. Obviously, they teased that John Cena is going to... Well, John Cena said he wants to win... That's not really a spoiler, I guess. He wants to win this Sunday, and then he wants AJ to, trigger the clause in his contract to have it as a triple threat match. I don't think that's going to happen. I do think it's going to be Undertaker versus John Cena. So, no. I actually think it will be Nakamura versus AJ Styles. And I think the reason we're getting it is because... the rest of the card is so packed with the WWE thing, especially the Ronda Rousey stuff, that I imagine Vince McMahon isn't even that bothered about AJ Styles Nakamura. He probably just knows the fans will like it and he's happy with that. So, yes, that's what I think we'll be okay with this one. You never know. He could wake up tomorrow and change his mind, as everybody always says, but I am confident. I'm confident that we will get AJ Styles versus Nakamura, and I think it'll be the best match on the show. Because, well, if you like that kind of thing, obviously. Man that you fear. In a parallel universe, a certain event sends you on a different course in life. What is that event and where does it send you? Well, I tell you, man, look, let's talk about where we are right now. In 2015, 15, I think. Maybe it's the end of, whenever it was. I took that job at 2K, as we can all imagine, all remember. They offered me, as I've always said, video game journalism does not pay well. It pays okay. Let me rephrase that. It pays what it pays. I chose to take that job, so I can't moan about it. No one made me take that job, and I got to be creatively and passionately filled. But as I don't know if you do or don't know, 2K basically lied to me about what the job was. There was legal action. To some bits I still can't talk about because, again, legal action, I signed things. And it meant I was unemployed, which was tough, to say the least. I mean, I obviously had a payoff, but it was only enough to last me a few months. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I started doing all those stupid videos on my original YouTube channel, just as something to do, and also as a way to learn editing. I always get messages now, people go, mate, I've just found your original YouTube channel. These videos are well shit. And it's like, yeah, that was me learning how to edit. So, sorry, my phone went weird. That was me learning how to edit. But so I used my time productively there, or proactively there as well. But honestly, and that's when Video Gamer got in touch and said, well, why don't you, Brat's leaving, why don't you come back? And obviously that was a bit of a... because I'd done that once before. I'd left Imagine Publishing and gone to a job, and then they'd invited me back. So, yeah, it was... it was tough to have to go back. However, that whole situation brought me to where we're today. Because honestly, if I hadn't gone back to Video Gamer, I wouldn't have been as focused on videos. I wouldn't have got better at editing videos. I never would have come up with the Miller Report. You see how this all ties in? So if I'd stayed at 2K, who knows where I would have been? Who knows? I still somehow wound up... well, we don't want to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, that to me is one of the biggest turning points in my entire life. And it's one of those things where I look back, and that's when I realized how important it is not to get bogged down with things. Because I was so worried, and I was terrified, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And now I look, it was 3 years ago, whenever it was, 3, 4, I think it was 3 years ago. I don't have to look it up. And now I'm doing something that is beyond my wildest dreams. So you never know, is what I'm telling you. And hey, it could all blow up tomorrow. I get a phone call from loads of people. Patrons could, die off. Oh my gosh, I cry. But still, you just never know, which is why sometimes you just kind of have to roll with the punches. So absolutely, that was a defining moment in my life where, I went left instead of right, and I thought, oh no, I've made I moved my whole life. I was living in Croydon. I moved down to the Windsor area, and yet ultimately, thank goodness that happened, because I kind of found something like this. I found this. So yeah, that's my good question. Thomas Beasley, best album or playlist to use as an intro into metal music. Well, I'd always go Black Album by Metallica. I think that it's I think it was made to be accessible metal, which I don't like as a term, but I think the Black Album by Metallica, there's a reason it's one of the best-selling albums ever, and that's because not only does it, do what they're really good at, but it also makes sure people can get it, and also James Hetfield doesn't, guttural roar, and that does put a few people off. I was going to tell this story, and I've forgotten the band again. If you can remember, there's a band that sort of came really big in the 2000s, like a metalcore band. They're really famous. I can just never remember their stupid name when I try and think about them. I mean, that's not going to help you at all. If what the hell are they called? But anyway, my point being is, whatever that, I always say Avenged Sevenfold. It definitely wasn't Avenged Sevenfold, but they were a shouty band. And I remember when I first heard them, it was 2002, because my mate Pete Worth, who's into, good old Pete, such a lovely guy, who was into super heavy metal, he played them to me, and I was like, oh. And I listened to them, years later. I was like, this is the most tamest thing I've ever heard. So my point being is that with metal, you do, you do build up to it, you do get an ear for it. So in that sense, I think Metallica's Black Album is a really good gateway into the metal genre, should that be what people want. The Selks in the comments, since you've done a bodybuilding contest, have you ever thought of taking a bash at a strongman contest? Well, I did strongman contests years before I did bodybuilding. I entered a deadlifting competition in 2014, maybe? And I say I won. There's only 3 competitors. It was like in a local gym. But still, I know what you mean though, sort of proper. Killswitch Engage, that's them. Why do I always forget their name? Thank you, the Selks. Killswitch Engage. Yeah, when I first, going back to that, when I first heard, I can't listen to this. Now I listen to that. Come on, mate. That ain't heavy. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know if I would do strongman these days, because I'll be honest with you, I'm well into my 30s now, and I wake up most days in pain. Through years of bodybuilding and now wrestling, my back ain't great, my shoulders are awful, my knees are bad, so I don't think strongman would be for me. But I would like to do strongman training. There's a gym that's opening around here soon that I'm going to go down and do some Atlas stones and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. But I just think I'm a bit too injury prone these days. But who knows? I may wake up one day. If I wake up with the idea, I'll do it. Rob Taylor, it's clear that you're an ambitious chap. Thank you, Rob, which is awesome. And I even read above that you're learning the piano and planning to write a novel. You're damn right. Do you ever wonder if you perhaps spread yourself too thin? Yes. If you had to pick just one of your professional projects to focus on 100%, which would it be and why? You're 100% right. I do spread myself too thin. Me and my mate have a joke where, set to the lyrics of Master of Puppets, but the chorus is Master of None. Because I do so much. The opening line, if you're interested, is make a YouTube vid, never have a kid. Which sums it up. I don't think he's a patron, but I'm going to text him after this. He'll love that. But yeah, I do. But what I've realised is, and this is actually something in the last 6 months I've come to realise, it's just how I like to be. My brain is quite active, and I don't want to say all over the place, but it kind of fires on many cylinders. Why does my phone keep going nuts? Weird. And I realise that's just how I like it. I like being able to throw myself in depending on where the day takes me. However, if I can only focus on one, I can actually... Well, it depends what you mean. In terms of... Because I always just get asked the question, if you give up like gym, music or wrestling, which one? I never knew the answer. I actually do know. I couldn't give up music. I couldn't give it up. Like I'd hate to give up the gym and wrestling. I'd hate it. But I physically could not give up music. It's been so important to me the last few weeks. Be it learning the piano or just playing my guitar. And again, I'm still doing all that stuff for that. I am going to put a channel up eventually called Miller Plays Music. I'm not going to pay too much attention to it. It's just going to basically be like a database for me to put all these songs that I write. You can say they're shit. That's fine. I don't care. In terms of focusing professionally on, the goal is still to hopefully one day be able to focus more on my own YouTube stuff and Patreon and other projects like the Rock React stuff, the reaction channel I'm starting with my mate John. But again, that's been done for therapeutic sakes anyway. We were both in difficult places in our lives, so we thought, let's hang out and make YouTube videos. What can we do? That's why that came to start. It was just a way to, get over some sadness that we had in our lives. But yeah, the goal will always be to get my YouTube stuff. And I know that at the moment I am probably balancing too much. But it's always going to be the goal. And, one day I may be put in that position in a bad way, for lack of a better term. Maybe all my other people don't want me anymore. And that's what I would do. If they all vanished, I'd make a big video and say 6 months, for 6 months, I'm just going to try and make my own YouTube stuff work. And I would, I'd see what happened with that. But you're right, I do spread myself too thin. However, that kind of makes me who I am. Which is why even the Miller Report channel is just nuts these days. People say, you should focus on one thing. I said, yeah, but then I wouldn't be doing it for me. And I'm not sure that would come across as well. But I totally understand what you're saying. And you are right. You are 100% right. Nevernaut, would you ever release stems of your solo MGGL stuff for fans to fuck around with? Oh, yeah. Do you want that? My mate Rich does all the production stuff. He'd be well up for that. If you want that, drop me a line. You can have my email address, simonjmiller@gmail.com. I'll see if I can get it from him. He'd love that. You talk to him till the cows come home. Oh, my gosh. He knows it. Mariam, my friend Mariam. What is the sexiest... you always have the best questions. What is the sexiest and least sexiest name? Sexiest name. Sexiest. I don't know. What's a sexy name? Juan? Juan sexy, right? Spanish flavour. Juan, least sexy, like Richard. That's a joke. That's a joke, because Richard will be watching. I'm kidding. I don't know. I guess a least sexy name, if you call like asshole or like chunk nut. Chunk nut's quite good. I don't know. I don't really know what sexy. I don't know. I don't have a preference when it comes to names. If I had a child, I would honestly call it stuff like Bruce Wayne or I don't know. Yeah, Steve Austin. I give it a stupid name. Yeah, I called you after that. Because why not? When else do you ever get that chance? Gerald, yeah, Gerald is a bad one. Actually, my granddad was called Gerald. I was going to be called Gerald. Oh no, it wasn't. That's true. My granddad had a triple heart bypass the day I was born, and he said to my parents, "If I die, call your son Gerald after me." That's what he said. My middle name's Jeremy, and originally my parents were going to call me Jeremy Simon, but they changed their minds. At the last minute. I don't know about sexy names. People let me know about sexy names. Juan. In terms of a girl, I like the name Louise. I don't know if it's sexy or not. I think that's a good name. That's all I got. What movie would be greatly improved if it was made into a musical? I don't like many musicals. What movie would be improved if it was made into a musical? Well, what movie do I hate? Maybe I should do it that way. If it was a musical, it may be funny. I hate the second Matrix movie. Hate it. One of the only movies I ever walked out of. So maybe you should make that into a musical. That'd be really fun. So The Matrix should be made into a musical. Apparently they're thinking about bringing it back. Put it on the West End stage. That's what I say. Never know. I'm related to a girl called Chorizo. That's good. That's a good name. See, that's good. That's good names. What movie would be greatly improved? Wait, that's the same question. You've asked me that twice, Mariam. I can answer it again. What is the weirdest thing you have seen in someone else's home? Well, somebody I know does have a picture of themselves half naked. I won't say who that person was, but when I went round their house, I was like, that was weird. Don't know why I just bleeped myself there. Otherwise, a friend of mine does have a massive picture of his mum on his house. And it's a nice picture. It's just so big. So why is it? It's lovely. Like, what a lovely sentiment, but it is massive. Otherwise, I know of someone. I've never been around their house, but they have one of those sex dungeons with a sex swing. Couldn't handle that. That's too much for old Miller. Otherwise, I think that's everything. I can't think of anything else. But yeah. Okay, well, I think that's all the questions. I like these. I like Mariam. I like all the questions. But Mariam, your out of nowhere questions make me laugh. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed one. No, you definitely asked me that twice. Yeah. So yeah, I am now going to get on to work with today's video. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Hopefully this. I've asked for this new TV, this rubbish one, to get tomorrow. So hopefully we can do Shadow Colossus. I hope so. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, look, like I say, me and my mate John are doing that Rock Reacts channel. Please go check that out. Again, we're literally doing that at weekends when we're just hanging out to make each other feel better. And we just thought it'd be fun to make some videos. And it has been so far. It's been a laugh. So I don't need to worry too much about that kind of stuff. When I put up all my music, I'll let you know where it is. Again, that is literally going to be there. I'm using it as a hub. I won't even promote it that much, to be honest. I just love sitting down and writing music. Makes me happy. So I thought, well, why not? Otherwise, thank you again, as always. Especially recently, the amount of lovely comments I've got is, even if stuff like Miller's Musings or the stuff from you guys, is just, it's life-affirming in many ways. It's lovely to think that people you've never met can be so nice. That makes me really happy because I think there's a lot of assholes out there. So to meet the nice people and have them all here in a lovely community, it's why I love the Let's Plays. I don't give a shit they don't do that many views. Couldn't care less because it's all for us. And I think that's what's important. But anyway, we'll try and do the Q&A. What's Sunday? I feel like I've got something on. I don't. We'll do another Q&A on Sunday because Monday is Fastlane. So I've got to get up and smash that, and then I'm away for a few days. The content will go up, but I won't be able to do Q&A because I'll be on the road. I don't trust hotel Wi-Fi. So we'll try and do that on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that thread. Yeah. Otherwise, just thank you very much. As always, you're lovely people. I'm going to try and stop this stream at the right time, but I get it wrong every week. But yeah, just keep kicking ass. Keep being good. Be good. Good's nice.